You're listening to MarceyLynn once again on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Harry. He's the engineer with the mostest. Guys, I really missed you, and I'm so happy to be back live today. I had some hurdles that I just climbed over because I made them into molehills. But I'm back, and I am excited, honored, elated, and just I have chills running through me to have this young man with me because I've been watching him for so very long. We never really had a sat down. This is actually going to be our first sat down, but we've been seeing each other for year on year and year and year. There's always been a connection. I'm always harassing him about, come on the show. So finally I saw him this week and I said, come on the show. And he said, well, I'm available this Thursday. I said, I'm moving everybody down a week because I really needed to get you in here about your upcoming event and the things that you do. So introducing to some and y'all reintroducing to others, my brother and friend, T, like you drink, Montgomery. And today we're going to be talking about his upcoming, this is actually a journey. I think you're going to take us on a trip.
Yeah.
I think we're going to, listen, I think you better have your roller skates on, old school, be ready to rock them back on this one. So tell everybody who you are and just look. This is what he does.
All right. Where do I start? Oh, my name is T. Montgomery. T like the drink. Born and raised here in New Haven. Always leave and come back with what I learned. Bring back to the community. I'm an overall creative. My thing is really taking an idea and bringing it to fruition. The baseline of everything that I do is to inspire, empower, and save souls. And I've been able to do that a lot through the arts, through teaching, through the community work, organizing, producing, and just making myself available as a resource. My current focus and business is creating wearable art. So with Threads by T, I create wearable art. Again, with the mission to inspire, empower, and save souls. And it's clothing, luxury clothing and accessories for universal bodies.
Absolutely.
And so things like, of course, garments. I make bags. I make caps, belts, straps, pretty much everything. I do underwear now.
You make what you feel.
Yeah. Everything but shoes. So that's an eventual goal for me.
It's coming. It's coming. All you need is just to take the soul and you just go from there. From there. And some of your work is just mind blowing. I'm like, what was he thinking about when he did that? You know? So I want to really get into the ethos and pathos so people can understand it. Because I think some people might be like, what? Huh? You know how we do.
Yeah.
So of course, you guys know I have a reverse interview and I'm giving you his question. So I'm going to start with his first question, of course, on ethos and pathos. And good questions. All of these questions are brilliant. I hope we can get through them as much as possible. But that's all right. That just means we have to come back once or twice.
All right.
Okay. So what emotion from Pathos challenged you the most creatively? I can't even talk today. Creatively. And why?
Creatively, I would have to. All right, so with Pathos, you asked about Pathos and not Ethos, right? So with Pathos is the emotional side of the journey. I guess I should say what Pathos is in order to really answer the question. And so the series, starting with Ethos last year and now Pathos, is an introspective view into the traits and characteristics that form who we are, how we present to the world, where our power lies. And so the Pathos is taking the emotional part of that journey, and it's broken down into 5 collections, and it speaks to the dualities of these emotions, so both the positive and the negative sides of them.
That's
So it starts with pride and how pride can be a barrier preventing us from growth.
Mm-hmm.
The hard-headed side of pride, and then also the positive, being proud of who we are, what we've accomplished, of our family, what we've done, and how working through all of those processes eventually makes us the best version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is envy. And so how we deal with those emotions of envy, what brings them up, how we act and react when those emotions come, but then also how others project envy on to us, how we work through that.
Both sides.
Yeah,
both sides. Yeah. And envy, and I always explain to people, envy is a higher level of jealousy. Envy is internalized more so than jealousy. Jealousy, you act out usually, but envy is I call it a kind of a humbling inside. I need to check myself because I think I feel this way.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about that part.
And then I think envy can do some positive things for you or
motivate you.
Like when you check that emotion within yourself and really do the work to see where it's coming from. It never really has to do with the person or the thing you're envious about. It's really internal.
It's why do I feel this way?
Yeah,
it's examining it. It's all a mental health thing. It all is.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything we do. I don't think people realize.
Yep.
Like, why do I do this show? Because I want to make sure people know that there's other people out there that are interested in the same things, and also give people a pathway to have marketing and advertising.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So thank you for explaining that. Now, you always say the series. Yep.
Three more.
Oh, I wanted to make sure that you tell them where the series is to. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I actually answered the question because
the two.
So yeah, I'll say it quicker though. So and I also missed the colors. So pride would be reds, envy is green. Third one is imposter syndrome. And when we feel inadequate, when we feel like we're not enough, when we feel like we're not doing enough, we're not working hard enough, and then working through those emotions to then acknowledge what we've done, who we are, that we are capable, that we are everything we need, that we have everything we need. Those colors would be more so blues. There's patience, and how not just about waiting, patience within ourselves, patience with ourselves, patience with others. Those colors will be, I think, more tans and earth tones. And then the final one is acceptance. So when we accept that whole journey, we accept who we are, what we've done, we accept our power, we accept our journey, we accept our calling, and that'll be a culmination of all the colors and all the collections. The one that is most difficult creatively may be imposter syndrome. Figuring out how that looks is interesting.
Definitely.
Because it's more than just the colors. And so really, I'm still figuring out how to
incorporate the action,
that emotion visually through wearable art. So that's the most difficult.
Maybe carrying the thing that you're trying to replicate. That might be something that helps. That's just my idea. Just shooting that out there. So can you let people know about the series, where to find it, and where to find the information to start? Well, because I think people probably haven't watched the whole thing, right?
Right. So Ethos was last year. It was actually a series of 5 events throughout the year. It started as an opening reception, so where I had some art installations with mannequins dressed in the wearable art. That was at Third Space. Julio DJ'd. Then we had The second part was a 5-course dinner with each course curated according to one of the collections.
Mm.
That was also at Third Space, but that was in the basement, so we transformed the basement into a dinner setting.
Mm.
We have Phoenix Designs, who's like a space curator, and she curated the space according to the collection. Steve Roberts was the chef who curated the food. We had Hazel from Madeline's who curated the drinks according to the collection. And then the third event was sharing the musical portion of it. So there's a 5-song EP that serves as the soundtrack to the collection. So I performed that. And then there's some visual arts behind it. And then there was some cinema behind it, which is still in the works. So it all can be found as far as where to see it, either on my website, threadsbyt.com, or on my Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. And there's still content actually that I need to put out for Ethos. So thank you for reminding me.
Good.
Inadvertently.
Good. Listen.
Yes. I still need to share the dinner. I still need to share videos from the performance. And then also the music is on all streaming platforms under T. Montgomery. There's a song Black Supreme. There's a song Pay Me. And then there's more music coming out around that with Pathos.
And the great part of, like just looking at your site earlier, others can do some things.
Yep.
Others can do some things.
Yeah, so that's also where I was getting as far as what I do now and my art focus is that I've been more interested in curating teams and producing, and that being my art. So creating a story or a theme, and then getting really awesome people who are really good at what they do to create and tell their story based on these themes.
Yes.
And so that's what I've been able to do. And
your therapy and creating therapy for others and creating them outlets.
Right.
So that's wonderful. So I'm glad that you cleared that up, because I know that a lot of people probably didn't understand what that was, the other side of things, and what, actually happens in our minds. Everything comes back to art, because if you place it together, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense sometimes at the time, but normally the ending makes sense because it starts the next part.
So that actually, so Clarity was the 4th collection of Ethos, and Clarity is just about that, when our experiences, especially the ones that didn't make sense in the past, start to make sense to us now. So even without knowing that, you understand.
Like, wait, now it makes sense. Yeah. But that's everything. And it's wonderful that, this becomes an outlet, and it also teaches people about themselves. So it's not just about the garments. It's not just about wearing art. It's just about, it's a cleansing, and clarity, and, oh my goodness, why do I like that? You could explain why you like something,
exactly.
And I really like that about everything that you do, really, especially everything you put out in our community. So we're going to go into, in your own journey, that's what I really, really want to know. Which comes first, understanding or expression? Or do they come together? Because sometimes I can imagine that they might come together in order for you to understand.
Yeah. I think it really is a together thing. A lot of what I create and what I express or share is me working through the understanding of it. And the most practical, so I started teaching myself how to sew about 8 years ago now. Actually, everything that I do is really self-taught. My dad taught me how to rap, but everything that I do is self-taught. But I started teaching myself to sew about 8 years ago, and so I'm still teaching myself everything. And every new thing I make is challenging myself to be better, whether it's technique, whether it's adding the drama in it, whether it's telling more of a story with it, whether it's getting more of the curved lines, but really just being better overall as far as the craft and the technique. And so really everything that I make is me working through.
So it's the understanding and the expression.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, that's amazing. I really, really want y'all to come out. Just come out. That's all I can say. And it's just the ideas and the places that you go where people don't normally go for events is amazing. So, we'll get to the website in a little bit. But I wanted to get into creativity and design and vision. So we're going to skip around. So you have to come back because that's just how I do.
Okay.
I want you to come because I want to come back after and go through some of the things that I know. It's not even that you're going to be going somewhere. You're literally walking into an experience, a full-on experience when you go to anything that this gentleman does, because it really is not just about his work. It's about the people that are that you see. There's somebody that said, okay, this is what I visualize. And then you said, okay, well, this is what I'm seeing for you. I'm looking forward to my piece. It's coming. My piece is coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
So when your process for turning an emotion or concept into wearable art, like what is the actual, my problem with the question was, I thought about myself and I'm going to put myself in this. I'm like, I never thought about when I'm sewing that I'm literally putting myself into the process, and I've never used a pattern. Like I used patterns when I was going through school and my mom was teaching me, but now I've never used a pattern. I just look at somebody, measure it, and then put it together. And I just realized that I really am just, putting it together. It's a piece of art and putting it on somebody's body. But just the colors with colors have meaning. So now I love that even more so. So what about your process? Tell me some more about that, emotion and concepts into, wearable art like this.
So Ethos and Pathos is really my own journey that I've been processing constantly on this journey of becoming the best, highest version of myself. And choosing the collections and the titles, the themes are really the points of those journeys or of the journey. The points that stood out the most, that I've done the most work in or that I need to. And I'm not really sure yet how the looks correlated themselves with the collections. Maybe I think of the feeling of it, like so acceptance, for example, gives me extreme confidence, but my confidence comes with receipts. I have earned,
you don't take it easy
the
on
confidence
yourself
that I have in myself. I work extremely hard. I have earned accomplishments, and I produce very well. And again, that's all based on what I've done and what I've been able to do. And I know that. And so thinking about how that looks and how that should feel is
saving souls.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how to word the visual aspect of that collection. Clean lines, good cuts, powerful looks. It's something when people wear my clothes, they need to feel. I make my wearable art with the energy that people can feel the best versions of themselves, present as the best versions of themselves and the most confident. They can walk in any room with anyone there and be their complete selves
Mm-hmm.
and have any conversation that they need to have.
There you go.
confidently.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Confidence.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what acceptance
Yeah.
would look like.
Yeah. Like someone, not just you, but just the confidence, seeing the confidence on someone after you've done your art, you know.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's also a reward,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So remember that too. Because sometimes it's like going through it, like, what on earth? Wait, let me just center myself and figure out where I'm supposed to be to help this person, or what I'm actually looking for to move forward. So yeah, I understand that completely, because that's one of those things with me. I'm like, I know this is what you want, but I just want to give you this idea because this is what I see would help more so, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how you communicate that. So remember, if you communicate it well, then it's easier to get on the other side of it,
Yeah.
even if you don't understand it. That's how it goes,
Yeah.
especially in designing, because I'm telling you, there's some people that come and they want to look like the model, you know, they want to look like the model. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, that's the model. What do you want? You know? So I understand exactly what you're saying, because it's a whole emotional journey with that.
Yeah, it is.
Again, in creativity, design, and vision, let's see. I like the luxury question. What does luxury mean to you beyond materials and price?
Beyond materials.
Mm-hmm.
Price.
It's an important question.
When you think of luxury, you think of high class. There is an accessible an accessible factor to it where it's not as accessible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I won't say never now, because now I'm starting to reproduce pieces like my t-shirts and things,
Mhm.
but in the small batch limited collections. But for the most part, I'll never see anyone in
Mhm.
anything that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a luxury for me. It's something that
Mhm.
not everyone can have or
Mhm.
will have. Luxury also has a part in how someone feels about themselves, how that luxury makes them feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a major factor in it. There's the emotional side of that achievement. You know, I think the definition of luxury is to not be as attainable.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than being high priced, and it's different than high quality fabrics. There's a
What you're offering is affordable luxury. See, and the thing about it, affordable has nothing to do with money.
yeah.
So people have to understand that affordable luxury is not necessarily your bank account.
Right.
Breathing is a luxury.
Yeah.
Walking is a luxury.
Yeah, it is.
Some people that can't, you know, being able to sit here and communicate with you in a language you understand is luxury, you know.
It's so subjective. The luxury is really in what we appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
What we appreciate the most.
Mm-hmm. It's like mercy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like mercy. We got to give it to get it, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like it's a luxury for me to do like just little things sometimes, you know, kiss my granddaughter, you know, have my daughter graduate, you know, just things like that. But a lot of people will say, okay, it's material things. And I think that's where we get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you being able to, you know, provide that in a different way and also determine the definition doesn't have to be affordable.
Right.
Makes difference in everybody's life.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So I'm staying in creativity and design, but before that, I'd like to remind you all that you are listening to MarceyLynn once again on WNHH 103.5 FM, New Haven Independent, your home for community radio. And I am sitting here with my brother T, that's TEA, from the Reds by TEA, and we're talking about his upcoming experience. I can't call it a show. I can't call it, you know, clothing. I can't. It's everything that he has coming up, and I'm gonna ask Harry if he can pull up the website when he gets a second, because I want to show some people just the opening. You need to leave that picture, the hooded picture up there a little bit longer, because I love that. I just can't get it so I can screenshot it. I was trying to screenshot it. I love it. I love that hooded. Is it that hood? There we go, right there. That is just amazing.
My guy, Jay Brantley.
Mm-hmm. That's my photographer. I did I'm his first model for his photos. Yeah, first person.
Great.
First person. He's wonderful. Yeah. He has such a vision. Jay Brantley, Visual Lens. That right there.
Yeah, he did that one too. That's Sarah. She's from New Haven.
She looks very familiar. I'm not.
Yeah.
All my babies. Yeah. And that. Look, you're just sitting chilling.
Corey Lynn Tucker. She originally is a wedding photographer, but she also does events and stuff.
Okay.
I met her at my friend's wedding, and when we connected, we just had to do something together. So she invited me to her studio, and then we did that photo.
That really, I know you got tons of pictures you haven't, because that right there shows me you got tons of pictures you haven't shared with us. But
yeah, and the portfolio section there that has a bunch of the photos.
We go into the portfolio section. Portfolio, yeah, and it has this.
Yeah, so those are different. The first two actually are two fashion shows. One with Strez, who does his selected fashion show. He's a influencer, show producer from New Haven.
Beautiful. See, we have so much in New Haven. Absolutely beautiful. Nobody's gonna have that. You know, nobody's gonna have that. You know, you walking in, you're gonna catch some eyes. Beautiful things.
Yeah, as you can see, I love mixing patterns, colors in a way that may not make sense separately. And that's one of my things I appreciate.
Well, you know, that's in the eye of the beholder, whether it makes sense or not.
Yeah.
I don't want it to always make sense to other people. That's boring.
Yeah, I think so.
That's boring. That right there with the letters.
So that was actually a blanket.
Purpose. It was?
Yeah, that I turned into a bodysuit.
A bodysuit. Okay, I was going to say, is that a bodysuit? And the fur is just take it a whole nother level. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful items. Yeah. So that's just part of his website. When you go in, we got the show coming up that I definitely want y'all to come see me at. And I'll be there. Definitely. Going mouth open. I just need my piece. I'm sitting here being real selfish. Selfish is, you got to put selfish in there, because right now I'm like, where my piece at?
Actually, a really good,
my piece at?
A good one.
I need my selfish piece,
because there's a duality to being selfish as well. There's the barrier adding aspect of that, the limiting aspect, the one that takes from others, but then you also need to be more selfish at times and take care of yourself better, because you can't fill from an empty cup. So that is actually a good one.
Yeah, I learned. So I'll take selfish, because I have become that, and I don't feel like it's really selfish. I just feel like I have to explain it to people that way, so they understand. They're like, oh well, she's being selfish because right now she wants to rest. You know. It's a good selfish. Yeah. It's okay to be okay. It's okay to say, look, I am tired. And I actually said to my sister this weekend, she's like, what are you doing at 2:00? And I said, sleeping. I actually scheduled it for 2:00. And I think it kind of took her back, because she's never heard me say that. So it got her. Yeah. So I had that. Wait, I just had a question that I really thought that we were going to cover. Oh, how do you know when you're finished with a piece? I thought that was a good question too. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, how do we know that we're finished with something, even though sometimes people ask us to do something. But how do you know when you're working on something that it's finished? What part of completion do you feel?
As far as constructing a garment, I mean, there are the necessary pieces to it. So with pants, you need the waistband, you need the pockets, and whatever extra I'd like to add to the aesthetic of it. So most of my pants have the track stripe down the side, so there's always that. And I think knowing when it's finished is the basic construction of the garment itself, how it's just supposed to be wearable and durable, and have the securing stitches and everything like that. Really, once the securing stitches are in, technically it's done. Sometimes I leave my edges raw. That's just how I like it. And other times, really for other people, I'll likely hem it or finish the edges.
I'm a fringer. I will pull those strings and see what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, and I had to realize though, not everyone is comfortable with that, and so sometimes I'll take that extra step to finish the edges, and then it's really done. But the most simple answer is following the basic construction of a garment and having all the necessary pieces. Then technically it's done. And
it's never really done because once you put it on the person that's modeling it, there might be a change that.
Yeah, you may have to pin it differently. There have been times when I've gone back to pieces and added things. Some of my pants I don't do back pockets, for example, and some of them I do. I can't really say what decides that right now. Yeah.
Once you get it together, you go, wait, this needs, I mean, that's the part of being creative. It's part of being the art part of it, designer, and then the work that you're doing with it. So it's going, okay, this is going to need this for the person to feel this. It's deeper than putting it together. It sure is deeper than putting it together. So I understand that. So we're going to pivoting to business. These are the categories. So what was the moment you knew it was time to expand beyond custom pieces?
So it got to a point where I was operating past the level of burnout, and my lead time for customs or my list got too long to where people had to wait too long, and where I couldn't take a day or a week off or a vacation without feeling it. And outside of the art and using my business mind, I went to school, my bachelor's in marketing, and then my master's education was entertainment business management. And then both my parents are entrepreneurs. So just, anyway, tapping into that mind of the journey and considering it really as a business, because I didn't come into this with a business. It got to a point where I started making clothes for myself. And then people stopping me on the street, talking about it. It got to a point where I started making more clothes for other people than myself. And that's when I decided to make it a business. And then again, being overwhelmed, working past burnout, not having time for myself. And then also recognizing that I can make an okay living doing one piece at a time. But in order to really be wealthy, and not just financially, but with time, I needed to be able to have multiple pieces readily available at all times, things selling at all times, and from different avenues or vehicles. So that's when I started thinking of placing product in stores, like boutiques, like more and more boutique, like Bloom.
I'm literally being given not a camp. It's like a designer's retreat. I don't know if it's something you've ever thought of, but a designer's retreat to have them start internalizing and understanding the work that they do. Because I've been a designer since age 14. I mean, I literally put a dress together for a doll, and my mom was like, okay, you're going to be the one that sews. And I've been sewing ever since. But everything I do means something. Like when I do stuff for myself, I get tired of something, like the thing I got made for Freddie Fixer's, the 60th anniversary, and the way I decided to design it. But for you to have a camp so that others that are artists can take their work and do all the different things.
So there are some things in the works. So I'm actually developing right now with Catherine from Tina Leah Designs, the hat lady. We're working on a camp right now. It's going to be a 3-week camp for think we'll do ages 10 to 21. So that's in the development. And then
please keep. I'm a youth commissioner for the city, so please make sure you get me involved with that, so I can definitely put it in our data bank so people understand. Look, we take the 2 summer months off, so I have the time to even help, with teaching if it needs to be. You. So yeah, I mean, I'm here.
Well, do you know Catherine?
I do.
Yes. All right. That's even better.
We will definitely be talking. Okay. We'll definitely be talking. And listen, I'm giving my deposit for my piece today. Okay. So whenever you get to it, because I want to just be sitting in my VIP section with my outfit.
How complicated it is.
This is long and flowy.
I may be able to have it ready for the show. I want as many people.
Well, I'm doing VIP, so you will put me in.
I
will listen. I'm doing VIP, and I'm bringing a guest. I said to her today, I said, I'm bringing you. So anything Dallas Cowboys for her but me. It's what you do. Yeah. And I like, of course, the Grease, any leopard, whatever you see. Whatever you see. So that's where we're at. But definitely, there's 2 of us coming VIP, and I'm giving you deposit today. I'm just putting that out there to the public so y'all know.
But yeah, as far as like with the business and realizing I needed to scale it. What's up?
Business management? Okay. The camp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. So there's so many things to talk about.
I know, but that's okay.
So I've been developing curriculum as well. I was teaching the fashion class at Co-op for 2 years, and I turned it into wearable art and entrepreneurship. So a way trying to show them how to make money from their art. And so I'd like to do a creative entrepreneur incubator or accelerator program at some point, but then also fashion style or production.
It's a school, basically. It's a school based, business management based, but art filled. That's what I'm just getting that. And there's children, there's tweens, there's kids out there that are just ripping their stuff up and putting stuff on that nobody else is wearing that need to understand what it really is and where it really comes from. And the emotions that come behind it. Right now I'm feeling like this is why I made this. Kids don't even understand that they're doing that right now and why they're doing that. I just want to know, this is going to be a good one. What one, I can imagine there's many surprising skills that became essential during your business pivot, because you pivoted from just doing the custom to saying, okay, now I need to make this feel like something. I'm busting my butt, but I don't feel anymore. Because what made you bring the feeling back into it? After the burnout, because that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm giving you.
That was... All right.
Yeah. Complex, right?
So as far as what skill, I guess, surprised me with the pivot of the business and making it more macro and micro is maybe my sales experience, but even beyond that, just being able to talk to people and have powerful conversations, and I guess just having a likable spirit in general has made it easier for me to be able to get my product placed in stores. Just having good rapport with people and them trusting and believing in what I have going on has been helpful throughout the whole journey of it. And so, again, I'll bring up more and more boutique. So just having, really, I'll say just a friendship with Kim and asking her what it would take or how she shops for pieces or what it would take to have some pieces placed. And she's like, yeah, we can do that.
Listen, beauty recognizes beauty.
Yeah.
It's got to be that beauty inside. You don't have to be beautiful outside, all the time. You can be rough but still have that beauty. You know, and I think a lot of that is the connection between you two, because I could see it. Like I kind of starting to remember how I first met you. I don't even think we spoke. I think I was at a show and I just gave you a hug. I don't even think we really spoke. We just, yeah. I think I gave you a hug and like that was the conversation. That was it. I kind of remember that. I think that was it. It's like coming to me. I just don't. It's been so long ago though. It's been because you've been doing this for like 8, 9.
Yeah, I've been teaching myself about 8 years. And
so at least 6 years ago.
Really making a business of it. Yeah, about 6 years.
About 6 years. Yeah, I think it's been about 6 years. And Harry, I don't even know what time we're looking at. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have 10 more minutes. Here, are you giving me some time today? 6, 7 more minutes. So I'm going to take that time because I really want to get into the community legacy and influence, because I want people to understand how important it is to be there on the 29th. One more time, there on the 29th to see all of the.
I have to explain what it actually is.
That's what. So let's go and tell them. So community legacy and influence. Just explain what's coming up, and I think that would cover a lot of this, because like I said, it's an experience we're getting ready to go into. So I want you to get into the experience, take your 6 minutes, and go ahead.
I can do that.
Go ahead.
All right. So on June 29th, so let me start here. I've produced shows for other people. I've been in countless runway shows at this point. This is the first Threads by T produced runway show, and so that alone is a pretty big deal for me. And because of that, it had to be right. It had to be in a good space. It had to have great people involved, and had to make it a big deal. And so the runway portion, it's going to be a fully immersive experience, which is what I've been doing as far as my art form. So the runway show is going to be at the New Haven train station. Being from New Haven, that's just a monumental space.
Historic,
and it's a space that people don't do things at. And so the runway portion is going to be there upstairs. And then we're going to take over a train car. I'm going to have some live music on the train to then go to the second location. I skipped the part, so maybe I should say who's in the runway show. So in the runway, I have the legendary Mr. Donald Carter.
Yay!
And then I have Brenton Shoemaker from Dead by 5, who is becoming a legend himself. And so they are creating based on the themes of Pathos. So they'll open up the show, and then I'll end the show. Yeah, then we're going to get on the train car with some live music. And then go to the second location, which is at the Milford Arts Council. They have a location at the Milford train station. There's a venue there. And so we're transforming that venue into a gallery. So we'll have 5 art installations around the room. Juanita Sunday is a curator, and she's curating the art that's going to be within those installations, all based from... I know she'll have a lot of Connecticut artists. I don't think they'll all be Connecticut artists, but they're all creating, and she's pulling pieces according to the themes of the collections. And then I'll have some live models within those collections. I have Brittany with, I forget her whole business name. I apologize, Brittany. It's like Alabama Kitchen, something
Brittany,
like that.
when you come on, make sure you put it in the notes so people can say.
She is amazing. Her spirit. I actually met her when I facilitated the FBA with Collab and City Seed. And she was one of my businesses that I helped to mentor. And so, yeah, she's coming in and curating some heavy hors d'oeuvres according to the collections. We're going to have at least some mocktails, if not also cocktails, curated according to the collections. And I'll also share some of the music. And then people can hop back on the train to New Haven, and then that'll be it. But fully immersive journey.
That is a lot of just awakening. I just see people waking up, like just leaving the train station going, wait, hold on. Let me just sit on this while I get to Milford. Then get to Milford and go, oh my goodness. It's a whole nother experience. Come on. Nobody's offering anything like that.
Highly
really.
ambitious. And a lot
I read that
pieces.
already, the highly ambitious. Like, and then it's flourishing.
But it's working. Everything is falling into place.
And who doesn't want to be part of it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got Donald Carter. You know, you have a lot of people that I worked with and work with and stand by and love, and including you. So I am just looking forward to Forward. That's it. Looking forward to Forward. So that means that in August you got to come back after, because I'm sure it's going to be something that'll be a weekend long that we have to listen. It'll be tea weekend.
Oh, I've also got recording artist Ione, Ionne. He's producing some music for the runway, and then Robinson of High Caliber Studios is producing some music for the EP as well.
This is going to be amazing, New Haven. Yep. Amazing, New Haven. Amazing, and it's very, very important that you take the time. What's the $40 tickets, and then there's
so there are tiers. So $40 for the runway only. There's, I believe, 65 or something like that for the runway and the exhibition. 85 for a runway exhibition and the train. 40 for just the exhibition, and then 135 for VIP, which includes everything: a gift bag and a Pathos themed T-shirt.
Come on with me on the VIP. It's going to be a great day. Yeah. Great day. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you know I love you. You know how to find me.
It's mutual.
Yeah. And I will definitely be talking to you soon. After the show too. So we can get some things tied up too. But again, you've been listening to MarceyLynn once again on WNHH 103.5 FM. New Haven Independence Community Radio. My bro, T. Montgomery. Threads by T. I'll see you on the runway. I'm going to say on the runway. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.